Hello, my Nessie Cakes, and welcome back to the channel. This is Disney Nessie here with her very first Q&A. Yay! I've been really looking forward to this. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten a chance to film it when I wanted to. Thank you very much, guys, for being very patient with me. But as you can tell by the background of the apartment, I've got boxes there. There's markers and tape. There's more boxes behind me. This place is a wreck. I'm starting to pack up for the move. I'm really looking forward to it. Stay tuned at the end of the video and I'll have a little update on the house. I actually me and John go on location and we kind of show you how it looks. So stay tuned to the end for that. Most of these questions that I have, they were posed on Instagram. I did a little poll on Instagram to get some questions. I also got a couple of questions from people at work and other people on the street that just were dying to know a little something about me. So I'm not gonna keep you in suspense any longer. Let's get to it, okay? So my very first question, I've got about 9 questions here, which I think was pretty good for my very first Q&A, okay? There will be another one coming up hopefully pretty soon, but as you can tell by the wreck of the apartment behind me, we are in the process of moving, and I'm gonna try to get these videos out to you as soon as I possibly can, guys. Thank you again for your patience, and let's get started, all right? So my very first question comes from Nico, from The Princess and the Sith, and he's the Sith from The Princess and the Sith. And don't worry, the princess asked me a couple of questions too. And these questions are pretty awesome. I like these a lot. Okay, so Nico asked me, what is my favorite Star Wars character? Sorry if I glanced down, by the way, guys. I have them all written down right here in my lap. So what is my favorite Star Wars character? Now, the Star Wars purist in me wants to say Han Solo. I actually love Han Solo a lot. I think he is awesome. I think he's good looking. I think he's a scruffy nerf herder, and I love him. I would just love to cruise with him on the Millennium Falcon with Chewie. It just seems like so much fun, and yeah. So that's what the Star Wars purist in me wants to say. But after reflection and also watching all of the Star Wars movies, all of them, like even the ones that are bad, my favorite character is K250. I love that droid. He is so funny. I actually teared up a little bit when he was killed, or, you know, like whatever. Spoiler, huh? But I thought he was great. He used to work for the Resistance, now he works for the Rebellion, and he was great. He was conflicted by duty. He had this sarcasm about him. He was so funny. I mean, like, sometimes I'll put in that movie just to watch his parts. You know what I mean? He was that good. And it really made me upset when he got turned off or killed or whatever you want to call it, because he is just a droid. But one of my goals is that hopefully Disney hears this plea and puts him as a walk-around character at the Star Wars lands on both parks. I think that would be awesome. You will see me completely fangirl out. So thank you, Nico. That was a good question. Next question he posed for me is, what was the very first Disney movie I saw in the theater? Now this one brought back a lot of memories, guys. I remember seeing this movie with my Aunt Flower, and the very first movie that I saw in the theaters that I can clearly remember is Oliver and Company. I wanted to be Georgette so bad as a kid. I mean, and not only that, she's voiced by Bette Midler. I mean, how can you not love that, okay? Not only is she a Winifred Sanderson, but she's Georgette. Ah, that is the best. So, Oliver and Company. I am dating myself hard, guys, okay? So, if you look up about what time it came out, and you do the math, and you find out how old I was when I saw it, it's probably gonna freak you out, because it freaked me out. So thank you, Nico. That was a good question. And let's move on, okay? Next question is, what are my top 3 favorite Disney princesses? And this question was posed to me by Sammy1006 my friend Samantha from work, and the Princess and the Sith, Jess, the princess, okay? And if y'all know me and you follow my channel, everybody say it together, Vanessa Disney Nessie, her favorite Disney princess is Snow White. You're right. Yes, she is amazing. I love Snow White. Not only was she the first, but girlfriend's a brunette. That's why I love her so much, on top of all the other things about her being sweet and kind and very motherly to the dwarves. Girlfriend's a brunette, okay? Most of the characters that I really liked when I was a child, whether it be like Jem from Jem and the Holograms, or Barbie, or Lady Lovely Locks, or anything like that, they're always blondes. Always. Every single time. Look it up, guys. So when I started really getting into Disney, and I realized that Snow White was so awesome, and a brunette, it just made me so happy. Really, I mean, like, so unbelievably happy. You have no idea. Oh, sorry about that, guys. That's a cat looking to get fed. I'm sure you'll see her come up pretty soon to bug, all right? Number 2 is Ariel. Now, Ariel as a princess, she is pretty awesome. She's very brave. She's very, she likes to explore and stuff like that. But one of the reasons why she's my favorite, and if any kid, a person around my age knows, as a kid, and if you were a girl, you would do that part of your world at the edge of a pool or in the bathtub all the time, okay? I wanted to be part of her world so bad. It always wigged me out that she wanted to be a human. We're so boring. She was a mermaid. I mean, a mermaid. I would trade places with her in a heartbeat. And not only that, in her movie, Ursula turns into Vanessa. That's right. So I love Ariel. I think she's awesome. Like I said, not my favorite, but she's up there. And then the last one is Mulan. Now, she's not technically a Disney princess, but she's part of the princess roster. The reason why I love her so much is not only because the movie is great, the live action one I have a lot of high hopes for, so fingers crossed for that one, but when me and John got married and we had our honeymoon over at Disneyland, we went to Ariel's grotto for dinner, and I actually got a chance to meet her, and she was one of my favorite character experiences I had. I mean, we took one of the warrior poses, pictures together. I asked her about Mushu and Li Shang, and we just had a great conversation. And since Ariel's grotto wasn't that busy at the time, we kind of hung out for a while, a long time. So yeah. Thank you, ladies. Great question. Next question here is, this one was posed by Kristen 210, which is my friend Kristen from work, and Amelia Isabella, which is Miss M, which is my cousin-in-law. This one is, what are my top 5 rides at Disney? Now, number 1 is and will always be the Aerosmith ride. I love the Rock and Roller Coaster so much. Every time I wait in line for the queue, I like the little inside jokes and stuff that they have. I like to find all the little hidden things. I'm coming, girl, I promise. Let me finish up and I'll promise I feed you. Yes, but anyway, I love that ride. When I wait, you know, and you're in the backstage alley area, I get that butterflies in my stomach, and I like to hear Steven Tyler go, 1, 2, 3, go! I mean, it's great. It's great. And not only that, I don't know if they took it from like other amusement parks, but there are so many times that I've been to other amusement parks and I would leave headphones in and listen to my own music during the ride. I mean, all the time. So it's basically that 2.0. So, and how can you not love Aerosmith? I don't know one person that does not like one Aerosmith song. As a matter of fact, if you are a person that does not like one Aerosmith song, please let me know in the comments below, because you are a unicorn, okay? You are so hard to find, and I have to meet you. So, Aerosmith, number 1. Number 2 is Flight of Passage. Now this one is relatively new. It's in the Avatar section of Animal Kingdom. Me and my mother, when we had a mother-daughter trip, it was about maybe like 2 months after the park opened, and we got to ride Flight of Passage, and it was awesome. Everything about it, from the queue all the way down to the ride, was amazing. The ride was super fun. The smell of the ride was one of my favorite parts. It was like sea spray and water lily and bamboo, and it was so refreshing. I want my whole life to smell like that ride. I enjoyed it. We got to ride it twice, and it was worth the wait. I loved that ride, okay? Number 3, a little bit like everybody else, but there's a reason for it because it's so awesome. I love the Pirates in the Caribbean. I ride it all the time, every time I go. I like to sing the yo-ho while I'm there. To be honest with you, I'm still a little upset about what they did with Red. I know they turned her into like this strong, like pirate wench kind of warrior lady, which is awesome, but I liked Red the way she was when she's patting her hair and she's showing her leg and stuff like that. Like, look at this, guys, ooh, kind of thing. So, you know, I'm getting used to it, but at the same time, I miss, wants the redhead. Like, I miss Red the way she was. Number 4 is the Haunted Mansion. Love that ride. Love everything about that ride. And I even love the holiday overlay when they have The Nightmare Before Christmas on it. I love that ride. It is just so cool to me. I mean, you should see me on that ride. I try to evolve into a higher creature. Like, my eyes are as wide open as they could possibly be because I'm just trying to drink everything in. Every time you ride that ride, you'll always see something different. So that's always great too. When you look in the background and you're seeing all the different animatronics and projections and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, I never realized that one. Oh, look at that one over there. That's my favorite part of that ride. So, Haunted Mansion. And last but not least, my other favorite ride is also an older one, and it is Peter Pan's Flight. Now, this ride has a very, very special place in my heart because it's the only ride I can clearly remember as a child on my first trip to Disneyland. I remember, you know, the Mermaid Lagoon and the Indian encampment, but the one thing that I remember the most is sitting in the ship between my parents, looking down, and my shoes glowed in the black light. So, I know that's kind of silly, but at the same time, it brings back a lot of nostalgia for me, so I really like that ride. So there's that, okay? Next question is posed by my friend Cassie on Instagram, Cassandra Cass. She works with me. And she asked me, what is my favorite candy? Now, I've never met a candy I didn't like except for black licorice, but I have like different ranges of candy. Like there's the chocolate, there's fruity based pectin chewy kind, and then there's candy that it doesn't really have like a home per se in those categories. So I'm gonna tell you my favorite one from all 3. For chocolate, my favorite is anything with chocolate and peanuts in it, like Goobers, Mr. Goodbar, Butterfingers, Snicker bars. So I like stuff like that in the chocolate range, okay? In the chewy fruit-based, pectin-based kind of candies, I like Skittles, I like Starbursts, and I like High Chews, okay? And then for the, you know, categoryless kind of candies, my favorite, top favorite, is the Chico stick. It brings back a lot of memories for me. I remember my daddy, he's military, and we used to live on base, and my daddy worked at Area 51. So this was a long time ago. This was back in the 80s and stuff like that. So again, 80s. Anyway, so I remember my daddy would fly away on Monday and he'd come back on Friday. And every time he'd go away, he'd always come back with a Chico stick for me. And he would wrap it inside of a t-shirt to put it in a boot that way, because he knew I didn't like it when it was broken, because it comes in a long candy stick. So it's got a lot of nostalgia for me. I still like it. It gets stuck in my fillings and I don't even care. If you've never had a Chico stick, what it basically is the middle part of a Butterfinger, you know, that crispy peanut butter thing, rolled in toasted coconut. And that's all it is, but it's my favorite and I love it. And it makes me think of my daddy. He loves them too. And, you know, me as a kid waiting for daddy to come home and then knowing that he has a treat for me. So, the Chico stick. Next question. This one was posed by my bestie, all that is Pink Disney Magic Kiss, aka D, aka my sister from another mister. Where my witch is at? She asked me, what brings you joy? Now, this question is kind of simple, but what really, really brings me joy and really, really makes me happy is Disney and my family. I love everything about Disney. I love the Disney parks. I love the Disney movies. I even like the Disney live action. I just finished Descendants 3. It was a little bit like quirky and stuff like that. You could tell it's for little kids. But in my head, when I close my eyes, I swear to God, I am Evie in my head. She's brunette, she's fierce, she's fashion. Girlfriend's a queen. Like, you know, she's trying to be a queen, but she already is. And so am I. And I am so Evie in my head. So Disney, of course. And then the next one, my family. I mean, I'm an only child, guys. So my parents, when I was growing up, were and still are my best friends. My daddy and I used to go to concerts, and I mean, like, every concert that came to San Antonio, we were there. Ozfest. Sorry, guys. She wants to get fed, and she's just whining right now. But I promise I'm not gonna let it happen for very long. As soon as I'm done, I'm almost done, I'll feed her. Okay? So. I mean, we used to go to like Slipknot concerts and Gwar and Ozfests and you name it, basically. If it's rock and roll, we've seen it, okay? If it's metal, we've seen it together. My mom and she's kind of more of my shopping partner and stuff like that. I talk to her at least 3 times every day. Every day. And my husband is, besides my daddy, the most wonderful man I've ever met in my life. And he gets me. He knows what makes me happy. He knows everything about me and still thinks I'm amazing. So my family and Disney, those are the things that bring me the most joy. She also gave me another question here, which is, which Disney character do I most relate to? Now, this question was a little difficult for me because there's a lot of Disney characters that I love. I mean, most of them are villains, but they're not really, like, I can see my personality in a few, but I cannot really relate to any of them, except for this one, and it kind of hurts my heart to say it, because she's not even my favorite Disney princess, nor is she even my favorite Disney character, nor is she even my favorite character in her own movie. But the one that I kind of most relate to is Princess Anna from Frozen. Now, the reason why is because, like I said before, I am an only child, and she kind of felt that when her sister kind of closed the door on her and stuff like that. She felt that singularity, that I don't really want to say loneliness, because I was only lonely when I was little. You know, I kind of enjoy being alone. I know that sounds depressing, but it's not. I get a lot of stuff done. It's the only time I really get a chance to think and get some silence. So it's not bad being alone, you know? So she was alone a little bit. She's tough. She's brave. She'd do anything for a member of her family, and she'd still punch somebody right in the face. So I would think Princess Anna is the one that I most relate to. And I am sorry, guys, if you're a big Anna fan. I understand why. She's great, but she's just not my favorite. She's just the one I relate to the most, okay? Go fig. Next question here, and this was by my friend Vanessa from work, another Vanessa. Yes, we're multiplying. I'm Vanessa number 1, she's Vanessa number 2. So Vanessa number 2 on Instagram, she calls herself Vanimoro19, okay? And she asked me, what is my biggest fear? Now, okay, B, I'm coming. I got 2 more questions. Hang in there, okay? You're not starving. She's not starving, okay? If she were to show up, you'd see how fat she is. Okay, so biggest fear, like I said before in my villain tag video, is large bodies of natural water. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I still, it's like lakes, oceans, rivers, anything you can't see the bottom clearly, okay? I'll still get in the water. I'll still have a good time. Waist deep as far as I go, because I'm not really a strong swimmer. I can drown really good. All right. I swear to God, this one's going to be the death of me. So, yeah, large bodies of water that I can't see the bottom. If a seaweed touches me in the ocean, like I said, I'm one of those little lizards that runs on the water. I'm gone. I'm not a big fan of it. There's critters down there. Things can bite you down there. There just lots of stuff, okay? And not only that, the thought of drowning is so awful to me that I just can't even bear comprehending that. I mean, one time I did the drowning simulator online, and I swear to God, I almost had a full-on panic attack playing a game, okay? So, natural water, biggest fear, okay? And last question, B, and then I'll feed you, is which character would I like to be and why? Okay, now, there's a lot of characters I like, and there's 2 of them that I have this feeling I'm just gonna become when I'm older, okay? One of them is Cruella de Vil, because I'm just, I don't care anymore, guys. Like, you can't tell me nothing, and you can't tell Cruella anything. Like, she wants her fur coat, she has her 2-tone hair, everything about her is fantastic. She smokes her long cigarette, and she's like, oh, darling, she's such a queen, and that is like so my spirit animal. But I don't have evil tendencies. I really love animals and stuff like that. I'm actually a way better driver than she is. And so I would have to say the character I think I'm most gonna become and most gonna be like is Madame from the Aristocrats. And she is so awesome. She is this hip older lady. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's so put together. Feather boas for a friend of hers coming over, because you got to look your best. She is surrounded in cats, just like me. I've got cats everywhere. And if you don't see the cats, I've got their cat hair on me all the time, okay? Not only that, she's rich. She's eccentric. She's going to leave her entire fortune to her animals. That's how much she loves animals. So I really think that one day, if I'm lucky, I will be Madame. So that was it from her. And that's it for the Q&A, guys. I had a great time doing it. Thank you very much for your time. And thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you have any more questions or anything I can help you with, please leave it in the comments below. I'm gonna go and feed this cat now, guys, because she is driving me up a wall. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye. Hey guys, Disney Nessie, just wanted to show you the progression of the house. It is basically still just a nice patch of dirt, but as you can tell over here and in the back, the framing is up for our foundation. I am super duper excited. 3 months cannot come quick enough.